Not so fun story time. Today, on the way back to work, after going and getting some things for work, we see a deer in the road. And out here, that happens pretty frequently, especially on this highway. There's a lot of deer. For whatever reason, they like to cross the road. Sometimes, usually, it's to get to water on the other side. But this time, where this one was, we're not exactly sure why that deer was there, but it got hit. We're like, oh, that's so sad. I was looking at the deer and it's twitching. I said, oh my God, it's not dead. So we turn around and we look and it's twitching, and not just like full on body twitches. And then we see it try and get up. It's alive. It has a jacked up rear leg, but other than that, seems to be normal and is alive and is trying to get up and run across the road. And when I say that the leg was broken, like hanging off, nasty. So, we call 911. It is what I was told to do, so that they could get somebody out there to, put the poor little thing out of its misery. So, we're sitting there, and George gets out. George is my coworker / manager. He gets out and he puts a vest on, and he's going to try and because traffic just keeps backing up because they're like, oh crap, deer's still alive. Oh crap. I don't want to run over a deer. And so then, guy pulls off and he's like, hey, can I get that meat? And it's like, well, the deer's not dead. So you kind of have to get a tag for that. You can't just take it. And he goes, oh, well, maybe I don't want it then. But he grabs some gloves to pull the deer out of the road, but he doesn't really realize that it's still super alive. And then another guy in another truck stops right in front of the deer, gets out with a little pocket knife. I was like, oh my God. And I'm on the phone with 911 this whole time. And I'm like, oh, okay, maybe they're, oh God. He takes and I'm like, oh God, did he just kill it? Did he just kill this deer? Oh my God, he just freaking sliced this deer's neck. Oh, look, there's another deer. Oh God. They're coming out, y'all. They're trying to get some water for winter. So, cuts the neck. And then they drag the deer off the side of the road. The deer's still alive. And it is oh God, fucking poor deer. So, deer's still alive. And then the guy's like, well, I got his arteries, so it's gonna bleed out now and die. And so he goes, well, deer's out of the road. I took care of the problem. Gets back in his truck and leaves. I'm still on the phone. I'm like, deer's not dead. Can you maybe send somebody out? And she's like, oh, somebody's still on the way. And I was like, good deal, because, oh God, okay. Deer's still alive. So then I was like, George, this deer is still alive. It's still alive. It's still alive. Can we kill it? Do you have a knife? Can we finish the job? Do you have a gun? I can't brandish a firearm and or shoot inside city limits. Okay. Good deal. About that time, deer gets up, tries to fucking run away. I'm like, it's dripping blood out of its neck, but not it's just down. Oh God, it's so much anxiety. So I'm like, okay. The police pull up. Finally, I'm trying to stop the deer. Please don't go anywhere. Just lay down. Just please die. So much suffering. So I look at and it happens to be I think it was the Manitou police chief or whatever. I've met him before. Super, super great guy. Super nice guy. I just looked at him. I was like, can you please just shoot it and kill it? Oh my God. It's suffering. Ugh. So he was he looks at me. He's like, yeah. What were you going to do? What were you going to do? This poor thing is bleeding and has a broken leg. And, oh God. So, gets shotgun out. Cool. So, I get out of the way. George gets out of the way. Everybody's out of the way in case it decides to dart when it gets shot. So, I close my ears, kaboom, right? I think it was a splatter shot, like, rifle. I don't really know. Because then all of a sudden, all I see is, like, this poof out of the side. So he got him, like, in the chest, right? Like, I guess that's how it's supposed to be. It's the safest way to do it. I don't know. The deer starts walking straight for me. So sad. Like, oh, God. Right at me. And I'm just like, so I try and get out of its way. And then it falls down on its side. And it's just still breathing. And it's still suffering. And I'm like, oh, my God, it's not dead. It's still not dead. It's not dying. And George is like, well, sometimes it doesn't die right away. I'm like, why can't it just die right away? Like, oh, this poor freaking deer. Like, so then they bonk it in the head with a hammer to try and freaking kill it because it's sitting there. And I watched my dog do this. I watched my cat do this. And it's like the end of life struggle. And like, I want to cry, but oh God, I'm not going to cry. Oh God. But it's like the, like in the lungs and the sputtering. And I'm like, oh God, I can't. Oh. And then we left before it was officially dead, but that was my freaking traumatic story time today. I need a Xanax. Please don't let animals suffer. It happens. They die. People who hunt, please just kill right away, okay? Don't let them suffer. That's the worst thing ever.